All right, let's roll here on 4.4. Just in time for the bell to ring on me. 4.4 geometry notes here. Um, does anyone know why leopards are not very good at playing hide and seek? That's because they're always spotted. They're always spotted. This one reads, in lesson 4.3, you proved triangles congruent by showing that all 6 pairs of corresponding parts were congruent. That's 3 angles and 3 sides, totaling 6. But we have a shortcut. The property of triangle rigidity gives you a shortcut, and we all like shortcuts, so here they come. We'll have 2 of them today. For proving 2 triangles congruent. It states that if the side lengths of a triangle are given, the triangle can only have one shape. For example, you only need to know that 2 triangles have 3 pairs of congruent corresponding sides. This can be expressed as the following postulate. It's called the side, or abbreviated SSS. In other words, if the 3 sides are congruent, we don't need to know what the angles are. We know the triangles are congruent. So if the 3 sides are congruent, then the 2 triangles are congruent to each other. We don't need to know any information about the angles. Look at this example. You have these 2 attached triangles. You see there's a triangle on the left and a triangle on the right. You see 1 tick mark and see 2 tick marks, but you see the side right in the middle? It really applies to both triangles. Well, what I like to do sometimes is draw them apart from each other. So I'm going to separate them, like pull them apart and then relabel, like A, C, and B. This would be a B, C, and that's a D. Again, pull them apart. And then put your tick marks back on. You see there's tick marks there, or those are congruent, and 2 tick marks down there, and those are congruent. Now I can go ahead and add 3 tick marks there and there because that's the same side. I just pulled it apart. Now if you look carefully, you see that all 3 sides are congruent. We don't need to know any information about the angles. Why are those 2 triangles congruent? We would simply say because of side. Again, my question is, why are those 2 triangles congruent? Side. Take a look at another one. Use side to explain why these 2 triangles are congruent. Well, again, I see 1 tick mark there, and 2 tick marks there and there. And I have that shared side, which I can go ahead and put 3 tick marks on that. Side. 3 sides are congruent. I don't need to know anything about the angles. Okay, that's side. Let's shift gears and move on to something else. And we have a new vocabulary word. It's called included angle. An included angle is an angle formed by 2 adjacent sides of a polygon. Angle B is the included angle between sides AB, which is this one right here, and BC. Included could also be or mean between. It's the angle that's between 2 sides. With that said, let's go on to our next theorem. Now our first theorem today was side. This one is side angle side, or abbreviated SAS, side angle side. Now notice the angle, the word angle, is between the two sides. So the angle is between two congruent sides. So in other words, if I have two pairs of congruent sides and one angle that's between them, I know the triangles are congruent. So on the first postulate we had, it was side, side, side. Three sides, don't worry about the angles. With this one, it's two sides and one angle. And the angle has to be the one that's included. Two sides and one angle. Question for you. Why do you have to be careful when it rains cats and dogs? And that's because you may step in a poodle. Step in a poodle. Okay. Next slide. The diagram shows part of the support structure for a tower. Use side angle side to explain why the two triangles are congruent. Well, if you look, I see, I'll put in blue here, one tick mark, two tick marks, two tick marks. Okay, do I have the angle in between them, which would be this little one and this little one? So ask yourself, are those congruent? Yes, because they are vertical angles. Remember, vertical angles are always congruent. So I have two angles. I'm sorry, back up. I have two sides and the angle between them. So yes, I got side angle side. Look at this next one. Can we use side angle side now? Well, I see a tick mark there and a tick mark there, and an arc mark and an arc mark, so I'm missing a side. And I think this side right down the middle is shared. So I can go ahead and put two tick marks on that. It's a shared side. So of course it has to be congruent to itself. Now I do have the triangles congruent. Why are the triangles congruent? Because of side, angle, side. Let's keep going. Two more here. Show that the triangles are congruent for the given value of the variable. I'm going to show these are congruent if x is 5. So if x is 5, this x plus 2 would be 5 plus 2, so that's 7. I'm going to mark that out. That means 5 plus 2. And then down here, this x would be a 5. And then 3x minus 9, that's 3 times 5 minus 9, or 15 minus 9, which is 6. So that's 6. Now if you look, 6 and 6. 7 there, 7 there. A 5 there, and a 5 there. 5 to 5, 7 to 7, 6 to 6. Are those triangles congruent? Yes. Why are they congruent? Side, side, side. All my sides are congruent. I don't know anything about the angles. I don't have to know anything about the angles for side, side, side. If you look at the last slide. Let me get there. Here. Y is 4. So I'm going to start plugging in this 4. So this over here, y plus 3 would be 4 plus 3, so that's 7. 2y plus 3 would be 8, it would be 11. Instead of that one, I'm going to mark these out. This angle right here would be 20 times 4, that's 80, plus 12 is 92. So that's that one. So look at your ratios. I see a 7 here, 7 there. I see a 92 angle and another 92 angle. Then I have this 11 and that 11. So yes, my triangles are congruent. Why are they congruent? Because of side, angle, side. So SSS and SAS are two abbreviations you need to know and need to have memorized. Hey, thanks for watching.